gang, Tony here. It is Friday, which you might note is not the time I usually make like flea market videos. So this is not a flea market finds video, rather it is a yard sale find video. And even that isn't quite accurate. I'm probably going to put that in the title just to like make it clear what the video is. But last night when I was getting ready to go to sleep, I decided to check online for yard sale listings. I don't normally do that anymore. That's something I used to like every weekend. I would like map out and go like really crazy and drive around for yard sales and things. I don't do that anymore. Last night, I don't know, I got a weird itch to check. There was literally one listing in like a 20-mile radius of me. I'm like, all right. And it turned out to be a camp closeout. Well, now I know it was a Bible camp or like a religious camp. I did not know that at the time. It just kind of said like a sleepaway camp, and that they were closing, and that they had 2 buildings filled with stuff. So I went out, I checked it out. Not highly attended, which surprised the heck out of me, being that it was listed. I was like, oh, people are going to be packed in here. But I did buy a bunch, and the reason for that largely is that it was literally like, take as much stuff as you want, like just take stuff, and then leave a donation that you feel is fair. It encouraged me to like buy a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to lay in a couple photos in this video because I didn't want to bring all this stuff up and like drag it out. I bought like a big old cardboard box of old school Christmas lights. So there are these, I forget what they called, maybe the C3 size? I think it's a C3 or I'm pretty sure. But some of the strings are real old. I think the picture I'm showing you has like the real old string. And then there are some strings that were a bit newer, tons of bulbs. I mean, it was I don't think the picture I took really shows quite, there's like hundreds of bulbs and like half a dozen strings in there. So those are the kinds of Christmas lights I like. Those bring me back to the 80s. And we have a couple strings like that, but they've been getting a little sparse. So when I saw these, I was like, yeah, man, I'm gonna grab those. So that's one thing. And I'm going to lay in another photo here. This picture is of some of the stuff I left downstairs for the kitchen. I got a stack of, really 2 stacks of cafeteria trays. There are the larger ones, 4 larger ones, and 4 smaller ones. A couple of scoops you see there, just for popcorn, coffee, rice, whatever, what have you. What else was in that picture? I'm trying to remember because I'm not looking at it right now. Oh, like a little creamer jar, like the kind of creamer jar that you'd see at a diner. It had like a cool nostalgic feel for me, so I grabbed one of those. I thought we could put it out when people come over for breakfast and stuff. So just some random stuff for like the kitchen, some random stuff for decorating. I also got some frames, so just a few of these size. They have the glass in it. I'm gonna put, I don't know if they're, honestly, I don't know if they're the right size for any of the posters I have. They feel a little off. And that brings us to, I suppose, the more interesting stuff. As I'm talking, I'll lay in some more photos here, might as well, since I'm editing anyway, of the interior of at least one of the buildings. There were actually 2 full buildings. One building I don't have photos of, but it was like all electronic stuff and sort of just like tools and odds and ends that they had laying around, a ton of bulbs. But yeah, so the pictures you're looking at now are the interior of the other building where they had like the home goods and some holiday stuff. They had a lot of like, I guess they had a cafeteria there because they had a ton of like Cambros and pitchers and, you know, baskets and a lot of just like some games, a few little sports equipment things, tons of lamps. You could kind of see there. It's like not too much that was interesting to me, but I was there for over an hour, a good maybe hour and a half, and I was just digging my way through to find anything that looked good. So I grabbed a couple radios that aren't worth all that much, but looked like they work and were interesting. So we got this guy here. It's got a tape player, one speaker. It's a Lennox Sound AM FM radio cassette recorder, model CT99. It's got the cord. I tested it. It's working. The antenna is intact and functioning. There is a number 15 on there that I started to clean off and then figured that this isn't worth that much money. I'm probably not going to sell it. Might use it for the drive-in or something. So you could see there as well. Well, maybe you can't. Let me see. There it is. Streamside. That is the name of the camp that I went to for this stuff. So it was a nice little radio. I cleaned it up, and tested it. They go for like maybe $15-20 on eBay, but I feel like it's a nice portable one that doesn't take that many batteries that I can use for the drive-in, maybe. I mean, I have other options for the drive-in, but... So there's that. And then the other one I got is a Sony tape recorder. So let me grab that real quick. So, again, maybe like a $15-20 thing. Has the cord, has batteries. I like the look of this one. So I grabbed that. One of them had a tape in it. I guess it's in here. Or did I... there it is. I just want to show you the tape that was in there. Peace Be Still, tape number 12, from your friends at Streamside. Yeah, a lot of religious stuff there. Tons of Bibles and like God activity books and things like that. I played this. It's just like nice little ambiance. I think it was to calm down the kids probably because it's called Peace Be Still. So I think they would play that when they had to like calm the kids down in the rooms. All right, so they had a lot of like cake stuff. So I got a few cake toppers that are pretty neat. Got a couple Batman ones. Got two of those, and so you would put like the face and then the thing on the cake. I didn't get the Wilton cake pan for these, but I got I probably should have looked for them. They had a giant box. I have a couple, but I was really only interested in the ones that still had the paper in them, which I'll show you in a sec. So those, and then there was also a Superman one that had Superman and the breastplate, and this one actually had the label. These came from Hobby and Craft Center in Wind Gap, Pennsylvania. So it looks like they would package them themselves in the store and put the label on. That's kind of cool. Actually, at this juncture, before I go any further, I do want to mention that I have started selling on eBay. I think I mentioned this in a couple of the other videos. I'll put the link in the description below to my page. I'm trying to make some money and get rid of stuff. As you can tell, I have a lot of things, and I've not really been selling much lately. And it turns out this year has been kind of rough. I lost one of my classes earlier in the year due to low enrollment, so I made less money this year, which already kind of hurt. And then I don't want to get into like politics or anything, but the way the world is going, the way politics have been going, my student loan payments, which were essentially zeroed out and were all but forgiven, are now accruing interest, and I'll have to start making payments on again. So that's another bill that I didn't have that I'm going to have now. I just recently found out that my medical insurance starting in 2026 will be going up. That's through the penny in Pennsylvania. It's the Affordable Health Care Act. And yeah, so those costs are going to be rising. And just, gas prices are still high, grocery prices are crazy. So, I mean, I'm doing fine, but it doesn't hurt to get rid of some junk that I don't need while making a few extra dollars to kind of like bolster the missing funds in my account. So, long story short, if you're interested in anything that I'm showing you here, a lot of it is going to end up on eBay, and there's already stuff on eBay. A lot of it I put up for buy it nows. If you're interested, make an offer. You could tell me that you're someone from YouTube, and if you win or buy an item, I'll probably give you something extra if you mention that you're from here. But yeah, so what else do I got? I got Barney party loot bags and party invitations. These are from the 90s, I believe. 1995. So, I'll probably pop those on because I don't really want these. A lot of the stuff that I was grabbing today was like, I could probably sell that and make a few bucks. So, definitely going to sell those. Got a couple of Rugrats stamps. These come from a bigger stamp set of, I think, all the characters, but they had these two sitting there, and figured I'd grab them. This I got for me. It's a stamp that you could, like, change what the message is. So there's, the basic ones. Special handling, do not bend. What else is on there? Please something, what is that? Oh, please remit. Bunch of other things, but I use a lot of stamp pads when I'm doing things, and I just thought it was kind of cool to have one with words on it like that. And we got a couple of cake pans. We got Wilton Bart Simpson party cake pan. Happy birthday, man. Like I said, I was really only interested in the ones that had these papers in them still. They had dozens of other ones, but I just grabbed a couple. And the other one here is a Smurf. Happy Smurf Day, Joey. Smurf cake pan. These things are not that uncommon, and they don't go for much. Probably toss those on to sell. All right. What else we got here? All right. And I got a big basket of stuff. Some of it's really cool. Some of it is just like it was in there and I grabbed it. Let's go through this stuff first. I'll kind of grab this back in a second. All right, so we got a Blue's Clues candle. That's going into eBay. Some of the newer, like it's not new, but it's new, too new for me. I didn't watch Blue's Clues or like Dora the Explorer and that stuff. I was a bit too old for that. But yeah, still in the package. Figured that was pretty neat. This I love. I'm keeping this. It's a little ghost cake topper on the back. Pop tops. It's like one of those. I forget what they call this. But that plastic. But yeah, I love the look of this thing. I wish they had more stuff like this. I love that. That's for Tony. We got a Hercules, probably a cake topper. Probably sell that too. I'm gonna have to like create a big lot of stuff because none of this is like worth enough to like sell by itself. Got a Sylvester cat candle. We got two of these. One is broken. They are Scrooge McDuck. This is the broken one. This, you could tell, it was supposed to screw onto a bottle, and then it, like, it's a bottle topper thing. I can't find these on eBay or on Google. I tried an image search and everything, so I don't know exactly what they were from, and this one's broken. Got a little rubber Power Ranger, which, you know, I'm not really into Power Rangers, but so I couldn't tell you exactly what this is from. There's a whole, I mean, there was just like all these little trinkets that I was like, man, why not? Some of the stuff was in there and I didn't know, like, I didn't want this, but there's little baby rattles and shit in there. Like, I don't know what they're for exactly. They're probably like party favors? I don't really don't know. Yeah, like stuff like this. I didn't mean to, like, I'll throw away a lot of this maybe. Or like, I don't know what I'll do with it. But there was like, the reason I grabbed this bag was because there was a bunch of Halloween stuff in there. So let me show you the Halloween stuff. I'll grab all that stuff out. Alright, so the first thing that caught my eye were these little cardboard things. Like stuff like that. And little wood cut pumpkins. Not great, but that's what caught my eye. And then when I started looking a little closer, that's where I saw that ghost that I already showed you. And then I love these guys. So there were two of those. Probably for like cupcakes, I guess. Or, I mean, all this stuff is like cake toppers or cupcake toppers. And then there were two of these guys. They're like the, again, for putting on cupcakes or cakes or whatever. I have a lot of stuff like that already, but I love the older plastic orange Halloween stuff, so all of that was like, yeah, man, grabbing that. We've got another, this one's actually kind of cool. I like that one. That's a wood, one of those wood things. Ooh, I didn't even see this one. I like that one too. Another wood thing. Not, you know, nothing crazy, but I'll take it. Yeah, a couple more wood pumpkins and leaves and things. Not really sure what this is for. I might end up giving a lot of those away in I'm doing my boxes. I was keeping an eye out for stuff for the boxes for my Patreon members that I do in October. The only other thing of note in this baggie was this little robot. And again, I don't know what this is from, but I have a lot of little things. Like I kind of just, when I see little rubbery things like that, I like to grab them. Everything else in that bag is like just bull crap that I'm gonna toss most likely. Cake toppers and whatnot. All right, that's all that. Whoa. These are just some cars. I don't think I'm gonna go through that and show you, but there are a bunch of Matchbox cars in there. There's a Batmobile from Batman Forever in there. This is the only good one. That one's worth maybe $20. The rest were not anything of note. I looked all of it up. And I guess this is a bit of a spoiler for the people who are in my Patreon, but you're going to be getting, as part of your boxes, I got a ton of pumpkin candles, and I just popped it in a basket so I could carry it out easily. So that's what those are for. Are either for boxes or shipments or to bring to conventions when I do them. That is everything. So for one donation price, pretty decent, you know. It could have been better, I'll be honest. You know, nothing was like mind-blowing, but I got some cool Halloween trinkets. The Halloween stuff I'm keeping. Almost everything else I showed you is probably going to end up on eBay at one point or another. including probably those radios. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I might keep them. But that's about everything. So it's only Friday. I'm very likely going to go to the flea market on Sunday, so you might get another video from me at that point. And yeah, that's everything. So have a great weekend until I speak to you again. Hit the flea markets, hit the yard sales if you have time. Maybe you'll find a little Halloween goodness, eh? All right, everybody, breathe deep at night. I'll see you soon. Bye.